Aquarius, it's January 27th, and here is your reading for today. Two of Cups. This card is screaming harmonious partnerships and mutual respect. You're caught in a tension between craving freedom and fearing what it costs to hold close connections. The Two of Cups urges you to nurture relationships that feel balanced. Reach out to that old friend you've been avoiding, or tell your partner what you appreciate about them. Don't shut down conversations that spark discomfort. You knew this already. Ignoring emotional needs only builds walls, but be careful not to lose yourself in the process. This card wants you to find connection without surrendering your individuality. King of Cups. This card tells you to lead with compassion and emotional maturity. Hold your own calm steady, even when things feel chaotic inside. Offer support without smothering. Listen without jumping to fix. You're the wise leader here, someone who can hold space without losing control. Don't react impulsively or bottle up your feelings. That only builds pressure. Stay open. Let empathy guide your actions. Offering a listening ear today might just change everything. Two of Wands. This card says it's time to plan your next move. You're standing on a threshold, weighing options about where to head next. It might be a career shift or even a new place to call home. Don't rush this decision. Map out your goals, explore possibilities with curiosity. The fear of commitment can freeze you, but staying stagnant won't ease your tension either. Take a breath and choose a direction that feels aligned with your future vision. The tension you feel between wanting freedom and fearing cost, it's about balancing heart and head. The Two of Cups reminds you to nurture connection without losing yourself. The King of Cups guides you to stay emotionally balanced and compassionate. The Two of Wands pushes you to plan boldly but wisely. Aquarius. This day asks you to hold space for your relationships, your emotions, and your dreams all at once. Don't lie to yourself. Freedom doesn't mean isolation, and connection doesn't mean sacrifice. You can have both if you act with clarity and care. Reach out, listen deeply, and plan your path. This is your moment to find harmony between wanting to fly and knowing when to land. The Fool leaps into your reading, Aquarius, and I'm seeing a fresh blast of energy here, pure potential waiting to be claimed. The Fool screams new beginnings, the thrill of stepping off the cliff with no map, just trust in your own 2 feet. You knew this already from your last chapter's balancing act between freedom and connection. But now it's time to act on it. Don't lie to yourself. You've been holding back, worried about messing up or losing stability. The Fool says, nah, jump anyway. It's about starting something new, maybe a new hobby, a sudden trip, or just a bold decision you've been circling around. The Fool pushes you to stop overthinking. You don't have to have every detail nailed down before stepping forward. Actually, no. Preparation is the enemy here. The Fool fires you up to trust the journey, not just the destination. Hold on, though. The Fool isn't reckless. It's innocent, yes, but also wise in its willingness to embrace uncertainty. You don't have to cling to the past or the safety net of familiar patterns anymore. Remember the King of Cups from last time? That emotional maturity is your anchor. Use that calm wisdom to keep your feet steady, even while the ground shifts beneath you. The Fool wants you to be open, minded, and curious, but also compassionate with yourself if things don't go perfectly. You're not alone in this leap. Emotional balance is your secret weapon. So don't react impulsively. Instead, offer yourself the same kindness you'd give a friend stepping into the unknown. Think back to the Two of Wands from before, that card of planning and vision. The Fool isn't about ditching your plans, but rather stepping into them with courage. You've explored your options, mapped some goals. Now's the moment to stop hesitating, stop getting stuck in indecision or fear of commitment. The Fool says it's okay to start small or sideways. Starting fresh doesn't mean you throw all your plans out the window. It means you add a dash of adventure to your strategy. Maybe that means reaching out to someone new or revisiting a dream you shelved. Or maybe you take a spontaneous step toward a goal you've been analyzing forever. It's about action that's infused with hope and openness, not just caution. And hey, remember the Two of Cups? That card of harmonious partnerships and connection? The Fool's energy doesn't cancel that out. It builds on it. As you launch into new territory, don't forget to nurture your relationships. Express your gratitude to those who support you and keep the communication open. This leap is not a solo flight, even if it feels like it sometimes. You're balancing your need for freedom with the bonds that ground you. Don't take others for granted, but don't lose your own spark either. The Fool reminds you that your individuality is your power, even as you connect deeply. So here's the bottom line, Aquarius. The Fool is your green light. Embrace the unknown with open arms and a curious heart. Trust your emotional wisdom to keep you steady. Lean on your partners when needed, and don't let fear stall your steps. Start that new chapter. Take that spontaneous trip. Say yes to that opportunity that scares you a little. Adventure is calling, and it's time to answer. The Moon reversed. This reversal is a bright flashlight cutting through fog. I'm seeing clarity breaking through old confusion and deceptive shadows. You're not letting illusions fool you anymore. That nagging feeling that something was off? You're finally naming it. The Fool asks you to stop dodging the uncomfortable truths you've sensed beneath the surface. Face those fears head on. Don't let denial keep you tangled in yesterday's stories. You might have been avoiding a hard conversation or pushing away a gut instinct because it felt safer. No more. The Moon, reversed, demands you trust your intuition and call out what's real, even if it shakes your foundation. Remember, you've been caught in repeating patterns despite knowing better. Now's your chance to break free, not by pretending all is well, but by confronting what's lurking in the dark. Look at how this ties into your ongoing theme, balancing freedom and connection. Clarity here means seeing where old fears of loss or rejection have been driving your actions. You knew this already, but now you can act on it consciously. Don't lie to yourself about the parts you've been avoiding. This card pushes you to bring light into those emotional blind spots, even if it's uncomfortable. The Moon, reversed, is a wake-up call to stop hiding behind confusion and start making decisions from a place of truth. That doesn't mean rushing headlong. It means steady steps with eyes wide open. You might find that some relationships no longer serve your growth, or that certain dreams were based on wishful thinking. That's okay. It's part of shedding old skin. You're not losing yourself. You're reclaiming yourself by facing what was shadowed. Building on your earlier journey with the Two of Cups and the Fool says, yes, new beginnings are thrilling, but don't skip the work of clearing the emotional debris first. The King of Cups showed you how to lead with emotional maturity, and the Two of Wands reminded you to plan with vision. Now, the Moon, reversed, invites you to see the terrain clearly before you move forward. When you do, you'll avoid stumbling over the same old fears and illusions. Practically, this means speaking the hard truths, setting boundaries where needed, and refusing to settle for emotional confusion. Reach out to that old friend or partner with honesty, even if it's awkward. Express your needs clearly. Trust that the right people will respect your clarity. Don't fall back into old habits of ignoring your gut or smoothing over conflict to keep the peace. That peace is false if it costs your authenticity. You're on the edge of real transformation here. Keep shining that light into the shadows. It's messy, but necessary. The Moon, reversed, promises that as you face fears and reject illusion, your path forward will be clearer and freer. Hold on to that. You're stepping into truth and leaving patterns behind. It's time to trust what you see and feel now, and act with that wisdom. The High Priestess. This card is whispering that the moment of clarity you've been edging toward isn't out there, it's inside. You knew this already, right? The High Priestess calls you to slow down, stop chasing answers from the noise, and instead dive deep into your own quiet. I'm seeing that the tension between freedom and connection from before, it's not just about what you do, it's about what you feel beneath the surface, those gut instincts you've maybe been ignoring. Don't lie to yourself now. Trust those subtle nudges, the thoughts you push aside because they don't seem practical or obvious. This card says your inner wisdom holds the key to the next step. Hold on, this isn't about rushing into new plans or big declarations. Actually, no, the High Priestess demands patience and stillness. It's a call to observe without reacting, to listen before you speak, to notice what your intuition flags as important. You might find yourself drawn to journaling your dreams or meditating to catch those quiet truths. This is the time to embrace mystery rather than forcing clarity. You don't need to have everything figured out today. Instead, you need to honor what you're sensing beneath the surface, beneath the chaos of your mind. Connecting this to your journey so far. The High Priestess is the natural evolution after confronting fears and illusions with the moon reversed. You've started to peel back layers of confusion. Now you're invited to step into your own inner temple of wisdom. The emotional balance you've been cultivating with the King of Cups and the harmony from the Two of Cups find a deeper foundation here, one built on your own spiritual insight. You've been reaching out, planning, and exploring, but now you're asked to pause and trust your own inner voice more fully. I'm seeing a tension here. The Fool pushed you to leap, the Two of Wands asked you to plan, but the High Priestess says, wait, not yet. Don't rush your decisions or force clarity on things that need to marinate. Instead, hold space for your intuition to guide you. This means you might need to step back from constant action and instead create quiet moments for reflection. It's a behavior shift. Turn off distractions, set boundaries around your time, maybe even say no to social invitations that pull you out of your center. This card also warns against over-rationalizing. Don't get caught trying to explain everything with logic or ignoring your gut feelings because they seem irrational. You've seen how those illusions from the moon, reverse, tried to trick you. Now you need to differentiate between fear-driven stories and true intuitive hits. When you trust your inner knowing, you'll start to see what really needs to be released from your life. The High Priestess is your guide to that wisdom. So what does that look like in practice? Maybe you stop scrolling your phone late at night and spend that time reflecting instead. Maybe you journal questions like, what am I really afraid of losing? Or, where am I holding back my truth? The answers won't come all at once, but the act of tuning in itself is transformative. You're no longer just reacting to external chaos. You're learning to be still and listen. The High Priestess invites you to honor your mysteries and to trust that the right path will reveal itself in time. You've built a foundation with emotional maturity, connection, and clarity. Now you crown that with spiritual insight, your secret weapon. This chapter isn't about rushing forward blindly or making a final decision. It's about embracing the unknown inside you, cultivating patience, and trusting your inner wisdom to light the way. That's the real turning point. The High Priestess says, don't just chase clarity, become it. The Hanged Man. This card is all about surrender and shifting perspective, Aquarius. I'm seeing you at a crossroads where pushing forward isn't working. You're being asked to pause, to let go of control and stop trying to force outcomes. Instead of rushing, the Hanged Man demands patience. You need to step back and see the bigger picture from a different angle. Maybe you've been wrestling with a decision or clinging to old views that no longer serve you. The Hanged Man says, release that grip. Let the tension unwind by embracing stillness. Hold on, don't misunderstand. This isn't about giving up or losing your fire. It's about strategic waiting. Think about the last time you forced a choice too quickly. Did it bring clarity or confusion? You knew better deep down, but you ignored it. That's exactly what's coming to light now. This card is a turning point where clarity emerges through surrender, tying back to the moment we talked about facing fears with the moon reversed. You're not stuck. You're in a pause that's essential for growth. Now, I want you to consider what you can release. Is it an expectation? A relationship dynamic? A plan that's no longer aligned? The Hanged Man asks you to drop the need to control outcomes and instead trust the process. That's hard for Aquarius, I get it. You're wired to innovate and move fast. But here, slowing down is your power move. Use this time to reevaluate priorities. See what's been invisible because you were too busy pushing forward. Remember the High Priestess from earlier? She urged you to trust your intuition and honor inner wisdom. The Hanged Man is the practical application of that. You're not just sitting still, you're actively seeing things differently. Maybe your gut has been nudging you toward a different path, but you dismissed it as indecision. Now, you have permission to listen and act from that new awareness, without pressure to deliver immediate results. Don't resist this pause by trying to control every detail or rushing decisions. Two of Wands warned against that earlier. Now the Hanged Man confirms. Planning without flexibility won't get you where you want to go. Instead, surrender control over timing and let clarity unfold naturally. This is your moment to practice patience and embrace uncertainty. On the emotional front, the Hanged Man complements the King of Cups' call for balance and compassion. While you wait, maintain emotional steadiness. Offer yourself kindness instead of frustration. When you feel restless, redirect that energy into quiet reflection or journaling. These small acts of surrender build the foundation for your next move. So, Aquarius, this chapter isn't about action in the usual sense. It's about surrendering the need to act on old patterns and perspectives. The Hanged Man challenges you to let go, shift your view, and trust that the answers will come in their own time. Sure, you're aware of this, so let's start embodying it. Stop fighting the pause. Instead, make it your ally. That's how you clear the way for what's truly next. All right, Aquarius, listen up. The Two of Cups is showing up again to remind you about balanced partnerships. Remember when the pattern you spotted but didn't name was about nurturing connections and expressing gratitude? Well, now it's time to fully integrate that energy. Don't just reach out or say thank you. Make it real. Show up for those you care about with genuine presence. But watch out for losing yourself in these relationships. Keep your individuality sharp. This chapter isn't about clinging. It's about harmony where you stand strong and connected. Now, the Fool is calling you to embrace the new with open arms. You've been dancing around the edge of adventure, and now it's time to leap. That leap isn't reckless. It's informed by everything you've learned so far. You know the pitfalls, the fear, the overthinking. So pack your bags emotionally and mentally. Take that spontaneous trip, or start the hobby you've been eyeing. The Fool is your fresh start, but grounded in all the lessons of patience and clarity you've gathered. Trust the journey. Don't let hesitation steal your momentum. The Moon, reversed, is lighting the way through shadows you once avoided. Clarity is breaking through illusions. You've faced those fears, those hidden truths, like when clarity felt uncomfortable and now you're standing in the truth's light. Don't dodge reality anymore. You knew the truth was there, lurking. So lean into that discomfort. Trust your gut, it's been whispering the right answers all along, like the thing you knew before I said it. This is the moment where denial loses its grip and liberation begins. Face those shadows squarely. It's the work you've been avoiding, and it's setting you free. The High Priestess is urging you to trust your inner wisdom, not just occasionally, but as your daily compass. You've wrestled with overthinking and external noise. Now, cut through it all. Meditate, journal, listen to your intuition like it's your best friend. She's not some mystical figure out there. She's already inside you. Embrace the mystery without needing to solve everything at once. It's okay to sit in the unknown. That stillness will reveal the right moves in time. The Hanged Man steps in with a message of surrender and perspective shift. You've been holding tight to control, maybe even rushing decisions. Stop that. take a pause. Let go of old views that no longer serve. When you release control, you open the door to fresh insights. This isn't about giving up. It's about waiting with intention and seeing things differently. That patience? It's your power now. Don't rush. Trust that the new perspective will guide your next steps. King of Cups is your emotional anchor here. You've learned to balance feelings with wisdom. Now step into that compassionate leader within. Offer support without losing yourself. Stay calm in conflicts. Listen more than you speak sometimes. You're not just managing emotions, you're mastering them. Don't react impulsively or shut down. Be emotionally mature, steady, and wise. That balance is your shield and your strength. Finally, the Two of Wands is your call to action with vision. You've been planning, dreaming, maybe stuck in indecision. Now's the time to explore your options and set clear goals. Map out your career, consider relocation, or make that big move you've been hesitating on. Don't freeze in fear of commitment. You've done the inner work, now bring it into the world with confidence. Your future is in your hands, and you hold the pen. So, Aquarius, here's the bottom line. The work you've been avoiding, the emotional shadows, the surrender to stillness, the trust in your intuition, is exactly what sets you free. It's not separate from your plans or relationships. It's the foundation. You've balanced connection with individuality, embraced new beginnings with wisdom, and faced your fears with clarity. Now integrate all of that. Step forward with compassion and vision. The journey isn't over, but you're ready. Don't lie to yourself. This is your moment to claim freedom through the very work you resisted. Go on, make it real. Okay, that's all I've got for now. If this hit, you already know what to do. Please like, subscribe, tell your group chat. I'll see y'all soon.